the one, the only, Yannis Pappas.
Keep it going for the hilarious Andrew Schulz.
New York City, how the fuck you doing, New York? Yeah. That's not really the accent anymore, isn't it? It's more like New York City. Quinoa party. Get a couple smoothies. It's the best city. That's why everyone comes here. I mean, let's be honest. Other cities are a little jealous, you know, especially Boston. You ever notice Boston fucking hates New York? You know what the funny thing is? We're not thinking about them at all, ever. You know? Yeah. Boston treats New York like we used to date way back in the day, you know? And we moved on with our lives and became somebody, and they're just fucking stalking our Facebook page. You fucking cocksucker. It's like, Boston, let it go, dude. We are way out of your league, all right? Go date Philadelphia. You got a lot in common. This is how you can tell Boston's a shitty city. Because you ever notice every movie about Boston is about some guy trying to get out of Boston? It's like, well, if I see you here in the morning, I will fucking kill you myself. You go fucking make something of yourself, kid. You're not gonna just hang around here wearing construction boots and a Carhartt. Ben Affleck sitting by a riverbank finally found serenity with a hipster beard. I give them credit. They love their teams. They got a lot of pride. They just take it a little too far, you know? I shot my half-hour special there, and I was wearing a Yankee hat. They treated me like I was wearing an ISIS t-shirt or something, you know? Like, it's like, slow it down. It's just a baseball team I like, you know? It's like, I'm a Yankee fan. I get it. I'm a hardcore Yankee fan, but, like, I don't wear Yankees pajamas to bed every night, you know? If the Yankees don't win, I'll be all right. There's stuff to do here. Not like Boston. Red Sox lose, the crime rate shoots up 15%. People start hitting their fucking family members. The cops show up like, what's going on here? It's like, well, officer, the fucking Red Sox lost. And he's like, all right, keep hitting them. I understand, fucking socks. Fucking socks. Just got married. Look at that. Bang. Bang. Yeah. Sorry, fellas, I'm off the market. I'm spoken for. It was interesting. Yeah, I feel like, you know, I'm over 40, so it's about time, you know? And that's why I feel like we got a good chance to make it, just because there's less time for us to be together, you know? Like, I'm looking down that football field, I'm like, 20 yards? I could make that dash right there. Like, no matter what the defense throws, I'm getting in the end zone. Only 20? Yeah. It's good to get married around 40 because we're gonna make it. No matter what, my wife knows I'm not going anywhere, you know? I'm over 40. I'm not doing this again. I'm too tired. You know, we've been together 5 years. Like, this is it. I don't care what she does. I'm making her stay. She could cheat on me. I'll just be like, you know what? Move the guy in with us. You know, like, he's got kids. I'll fucking raise his kids, too. We'll all live together. I'll just tell the neighbors we're Mormon now, so it's not weird. I don't want to make it strange for the community, you know? It's like, is he living with the guy who's banging his wife? It's like, respect his religious freedom, okay? He follows the laws of Joseph Smith, or as I like to call him, American Jesus. It's an interesting experience having a wedding, you know? Because the day before the wedding, I've never felt more important to a person in my entire life, you know? This is my wife's childhood fantasy. She's been dreaming about it since she was little. We're 24 hours away from this big day. She planned it herself. You know, I'm an integral part of this thing going good. That's a lot of power to have. I'm a very important person that day before. That's why looking back, I'm thinking, you know what? I should have blackmailed her father at that point. I should have been like, look, called him up and been like, I need 500 grand in cash in a duffel bag, or somebody's gonna have a sad little girl tomorrow, you know? Like, I will be on a plane to Miami. That's why I don't understand why more grooms don't get kidnapped the day before the wedding. If you were a smart criminal, that's who you'd kidnap, because you're definitely getting your ransom. There's not enough time to tell the cops she needs you there. you will get your money. She will be like, Daddy, sell the fucking house. We are not letting these Albanians ruin my big day. God damn it. I will hook myself on the street if I have to. I'm fucking getting married tomorrow. But the day of, yeah, I don't mean anything. I've never felt less important in my life. Yeah, I'm just an extra in her movie at that point. Like, I'm just another guy in a tuxedo around the queen. I learned that early, man. We showed up. We got married in a castle, of course, because my wife didn't pay for it, so that's how that decision was made, you know? We saw a real small venue. She was like, I don't know, I just don't feel like a bride here. And I was like, yeah, I think I have a hunch why that might be, you know? If you were paying for it, you would have walked into the first Subway and been like, this place is perfect. Oh my God, everyone gets their own 6-inch and Sun Chips? They get to pick their own flavor? Too good for my friends, I'll tell you that right now. Fucking Harvest Cheddar, that is a beautiful flavor for me. My wife planned the whole wedding. Oh, did she train? Oh, it was like, there's Olympic athletes that did not train as hard as she did to get into that fucking dress. For 12 months straight, I just watched my wife drink mustard. That's what it was. Be putting mustard on an ice cube. She's like, don't judge me, it's my cheat day, okay? Like, I'm binging today. She planned the whole wedding, dude. Planned it herself. She was serious about it. She wrote a whole itinerary. She sent it to all the groomsmen. It was intense. It was like just bullet points where we needed to be every 15 minutes. The only thing missing on that thing was a swastika. I'm being honest with you. Like, she was like, 7:15 be in the lobby. All the groomsmen must be there. Everyone's bow ties needs to be straight. Upstairs, 15 minutes later for the photographs. Stand in order of height. If anyone's missing, we will kill your whole family. That's what it felt like. It was intense, you know? That's the fun part of the wedding, right? Pictures. That's what you want to do on your big day. Professional photo shoot for 4 hours, you know? Got to record the memories, and the memories are just taking photos, you know? That's what I remember about that day, just being annoyed at taking fucking photos. They make you stand in all these poses, the photographer is like, just make it look natural, you know? And then he had every one of my groomsmen help me with my tuxedo jacket. They're all trying to put it on. So if you're looking at the pictures, it just looks like I'm a paraplegic or something. This guy's arms don't work at all. And then they just had us adjust each other's bow ties. That's fun, just staring into the eyes of all your friends. If you look at the photo album, you're gonna be like, this was definitely a gay wedding right there. Like, those two guys are deeply in love. We showed up there early. She was already up there in the bride suite. She's up there in like this palace. Up there, like there's 15 terraces, heated floors, little slave girls just dropping grapes into her mouth, you know? Paparazzi following her around like she's J-Lo. She's got to go to the bathroom. Somehow one of her friends does it for her. I don't know how that happened. I got to go. Don't get out of that dress. Just think it to me, and I took it for you, yeah. It's your big day, princess. But I know nobody wanted to come, you know? Nobody wants to go to a wedding anymore, right? You get a wedding invitation in the mail, first thing you think is like, fuck, I hope they break up before this happens. Like, how much is this gonna cost me? Gotta spend a whole Saturday doing this? Yeah, nobody wanted to come. We need to change the system for weddings. We do. We gotta make it more like fun for people who wanna come to your wedding, right? So how about this? Instead of giving the couple money guaranteed as a gift, wouldn't it be better if you could buy shares of their marriage like a stock, you know? If you believe in the couple, you're like, give me 20 shares. I like what I see. Every quarter, you get a report, find out how your couple's doing, you know? You're like, Mr. Thompson just got a raise, they're on their second kid. You're like, fuck it, give me 20 more shares, you know? The Thompsons are through the roof right now. Till, of course, you get a quarterly report, you know? Wife just cheated on him, son developed a crystal meth problem. You're like, fucking sell. God damn it! I should have known when she smiled at me at the wedding that this was a bad investment, you know? How great would that be? I tell you, a lot of couples, they wouldn't get divorced, you know? With that system, you think twice about breaking up if other people's money's invested in your life. Be like, we're breaking up. I'll be like, nah, we're calling a fucking board meeting is what we're doing, Jerry. Stacy, Tom, work that shit out. Like, I own 20% of your kids, so you're not fucking with my money. How great would that be? That'd be fun, right? If you could make a little money on the marriage market. I'd be showing up to weddings I'm not even invited to, just as a speculative investor. Just sneak in the back, be like, hey man, what do we got going on over here? He's a hedge fund manager from Manhattan. She's a bartender from Tampa. That's risky. You know, you know what? Fuck it. Give me 100 shares. Let's see how this shakes out. If this works out, I'll be a billionaire. Nobody's getting in on this. It's a risky investment. I would make risky investments, you know? Because I would have a diversified portfolio. Every good investor knows you gotta have a lot of safe investments to buffer the risky ones. For my safe investments, easy. Hasidic Jewish couples, like, they're not allowed to break up, so that is steady income right there. In fact, all extreme religions, I'm heavily invested in that sector. Whatever culture doesn't give women a say, I'm like, give me 100 shares of that shit. No matter what he does, they're not breaking up because she can't, so I'm a disaster capitalist. It's a good time. Your relationships are hard nowadays. Just modern day love is tough because of phones, you know? It's like a big part of love is getting a chance to miss somebody, getting a little space. And now with phones, it's just we're up each other's ass constantly. Like, when's the last time you said goodbye and meant it for a few minutes? You know? Now you say goodbye 3 minutes later, what you doing? Hello, it's been 15 seconds. How come you're not texting me back? It's like, because I'm on a fucking airplane. That's why. I'm actually close to outer space. How can you even reach me right now? Can I just please enjoy this tomato juice and Adam Sandler movie? I don't know what it is. When I get on a flight, I need a fucking tomato juice. I'm not the only one either, because I have tomato juice, so somebody else is ordering it, which is weird, because, like, if you were at a party and someone offered you a tomato juice, you'd be like, what kind of fucking party is this, man? But as soon as I get on the plane, I'm like, yo, give me a double tomato juice. I am parched and thirsty. I want to drink soup all the way to Phoenix. My wife even does this thing, you know? This is how up each other's ass we all are. Like, if she's walking late at night, she'll call me and make me stay on the phone with her for the walk. She'll say, hey, what's going on? It's like a 15-minute walk. It's dark out. There's probably a creepy guy like 30 blocks over or something. Like, you never know. Do you mind? I'm not putting you out, right? Everything's cool. I'm like, no, it's fine. You know, it's just game 7. There's only 2 seconds left. But, you know, like, I guess I'll put that on pause because I'm on assault patrol for the next 15 minutes. And what's the point? Let's say somebody does attack her. What the fuck am I supposed to do about it? Except sit there helplessly on the phone, listening to the audio of her murder, to be traumatized for the rest of my life. Now I try to sleep and close my eyes. I just hear your screams and remember how you forced me to listen to this for some reason. What's the point? What do you want me to do? Just scream into the phone? Stop! Leave her alone! No, it sounds bad. Honey, he can't hear me. Put the phone on speaker. Fuck! I'm glad. It's good to settle down, though. I took too long, man. Nobody wants to suffer a sacrifice anymore, get into a relationship, you know? Especially in New York, you know? Especially this generation. Everyone's looking for the perfect person because we're so spoiled. Everyone's like, you know, how come you can't be more like Ryan Gosling? It's like, you know, because my name's Ted, you know? And Ryan Gosling's not looking for you either, so your name's Marie. You're an X-ray technician at Kings County Hospital. Can't we just fucking white knuckle through this like our grandparents and parents did? Yeah, man. I'm glad I settled down, though. I waited too long. you know? Because, you know, I live in New York City. That's what we do. Girls here are like, I'm not gonna let the patriarchy tell me when I'm gonna have kids, okay? All right? First, I wanna open my gluten-free rabbit store for bunnies. Okay? I'm an NYU student and I study the patriarchy. My dad pays for me to go to NYU to study how my dad pays for NYU. I met a couple from NYU. I was like, you know what? This is where we're at as a country. It was the two of them. She was like a something studies. You know, it was like a bunch of letters in the alphabet. A bunch of letters in the alphabet studies. And I was like, man, what do you study? He was like, I'm an English major. And I was like, you know what? That's how we're gonna beat the Chinese right there, you know? Like, they're over there, they're majoring in engineering, STEM, chemistry. We're over here majoring in a language we learned at 4. You know, that's... You wanna know how to use the word the? I fucking studied it, so... The word the goes right there. So I waited too long, you know? It's like, I waited too long to get... I was listening to my single friends. You know, single people, the perpetually single people, they think that they're strong. You ever know that people? You're like, how come you're single? You're like, I'm just waiting for someone to challenge me. I'm not a settler. Somebody needs to come along and challenge me. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, you psycho? You want to be with someone who challenges you? That sounds awful. You come home, someone checks a basketball on your chest, game to 11, motherfucker, what's up? I'm here to improve you! Your friends are like, how come she's always screaming at you? You're like, it's my soulmate, what are you gonna do, you know? It's like dating Tony Robbins, you know? I've developed a twitch and a facial thing, but she loves who I could be one day. That's why it works. She doesn't love me as I am, which is good. Yeah, we've all made that mistake. You ever be in a relationship with someone who challenges you? It's called an abusive fucking relationship. You don't want to be with someone who challenges you. That's stupid. That's immature. You want to be with someone who compliments you, you know? Someone who fits. Somebody who you could picture yourself eventually having comfortable misery with, you know? That's what it is. Nobody thinks ahead. Nobody's practical anymore. It's like, this is the real reason why you want to get in a relationship. It's like, for when you get older, you know? When you get older, you're going to fall. You will fall. And you just want someone living in your house when you do, you know? Like, you want to fall and just end up alone on the basement stairs, just with a broken back, trying to figure out a way to communicate to the cat to maybe crawl out the window and tell a neighbor, Bootsy, Bootsy, go tell Bob in 5D, Daddy's down. You gotta get in a relationship. Life's too hard to do alone, you know? It's like, you know, God forbid, you're in your 30s or your 40s, you're still single. You know, God forbid you get sick, you get injured, you go to the hospital, and the doctor's like, all right, who do we contact to let them know you're here? You're like, actually, I'm waiting for someone to challenge me, so it's like, I'm not settling for emergency contact at this point, so. I'm not a settler. I love my wife. She's great. That's why I married her, you know? She just starts a lot of fights because she phrases things wrong. I'll be honest. Ladies, I'm here to help. Like, seriously, this is a good one. You know, like, don't ever ask us if we want to do something. Don't phrase it honestly, you know? Be like, hey, do you want to go have a picnic? No, never, never. No. What'd you think I was going to say? Yes! Fuck, are your girlfriends going to be there? Let's go closer to dark so there's mosquitoes out. We get bit up. Can I bring edamame? Let's drink rosé on the floor. Let's go to a dog park where they piss and shit during the day and then off-leash hours are over. I want to sit on dry dog piss. No, don't set yourself up for failure like that. Trick us into it. You know, get creative, manipulate us. You just gotta assume we're lazier than you and you're smarter than us. That's what it is. Just be like, hey, honey, I heard they're handing out free money at the park. You wanna go? Yeah, I got my coat on before you finish the sentence. Jen, we're out the door, but like, hey, we might as well bring some sandwiches in case we get hungry. Boom, we're having a fucking picnic. I don't even remember the free money at that point. I'm yelling at you. We should do this more often, you know? I'm laying on a blanket, listening to Sarah McLachlan, twinkling my toes. Nice little breeze. I got my off spray. Mosquitoes don't bother me when we're having a picnic. You gotta trick us into it. Guys, we lie to ourselves, you know? We tell ourselves, hey, my wife's not fun, my girl's not fun, you know? Gotta hang out with my boys to have a good time. It's like, our wives are fun, you know? It's just that the ideas always sound stupid, you know? But once we're there, it's great. You just gotta get us there. Guys lie to us. Like, you can't, hanging out with your boys it's fun when you're in like your 20s or a teenager, you know, that's fun. But when like you're in your 40s, hanging out with your guy friends, it's like borderline inappropriate at that point, you know? You ever go to a bar and see 5 40-year-olds standing by the bar? Is there anything more pathetic than seeing 5 40-year-olds yawning every 3 minutes? Every time they yawn, a little bit of their gut pops out of their polo shirt. They're just stretching out their plantar fasciitis. Just, Jerry, get me another Miller. Young girls walking by like, do you guys own the bar? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be home raising a family? That's weird. This is when I really figured it out that she phrases things wrong. It was fall. My wife loves fall, like all women. You guys, there's something about that season that just brings out the peppiness in your femininity. That first breeze in September hits. You guys are like, oh, fuck, boots weather! Yeah, look at my new boots. These are cute. I want to walk around like I just got off a horse all day. Fuck yeah, hocus pocus, cozy. Let's get some fake pumpkins from TJ Maxx, put them all over the living room. Pumpkin spice pizza. This is my boyfriend's sweatshirt. It's my sweatshirt now. Fucking my sweatshirt. I don't know what it is. You guys love fall. So this is how my wife phrased the question to me, out of nowhere, you know? In October, this last October, she was like, hey, you know, it'd be fun, let's get into the fall spirit. Do you want to go pumpkin picking? What? The fuck? Why would I want to go do manual labor on a Saturday? If you want a pumpkin, they have them at the supermarket. That's how easy it is to get a pumpkin. They don't even put them inside the supermarket. They always leave them out front. You notice? They don't even care if you pay for it. That's a suggested price. They're like, this is marketable for 4 days. Take it or fucking pay for it. We don't care. It's gonna be a moldy mess in 13 minutes. Nobody's ever been arrested for stealing a pumpkin, you know? If you called the cops on someone stealing a pumpkin, the cops would arrest you for calling them. But she's my wife. I love her. So this year, I was like, you know what? I'll go. Let's go pumpkin picking. Let's get into the fall spirit. And let me tell you something right now. It was bigger bullshit than I thought, you know? Like, what a sham, dude. You drive out, it's not even a pumpkin farm. It's just an open field where they dump pumpkins on the ground. So you just basically bend over farther to pick up a pumpkin. They probably go to the supermarket, steal those pumpkins, and then drive them out there. And I'm supposed to be impressed because there's a llama that stinks like shit, you know? Like, yeah. Then she asked me this one recently. She was like, hey, do you want to come with me and get a pedicure? I was like, no. I'm a guy. I cut my own toenails and leave them in a pile on the floor. You know, like... I intend on picking them up. I just forget that they're there, you know? And 3 weeks later, I'll accidentally step on one. I'll be like, oh, time to cut my toenails again. It's been 3 weeks. That was a sharp one. Just a strange question to phrase to your husband like that, you know? Say, do you want to get a pedicure? It's like, did you want me to be like, yes! Are we gonna get manicures too? I want to get mine gelled so they don't chip when we go pumpkin picking. But that's when I realized if she just phrased it differently, I would go and have a great time, you know? Because she asked me the same question a couple weeks later. She just phrased it different. She was like, hey, I'm going to get a pedicure. Why don't you come with me? I know you'll hate it, but it'll be hilarious. You'll get a joke out of it. So I went. And let me tell you something. It was one of the most glorious fucking experiences. I was sitting up there in that automatic massage chair, I got so comfortable I fell asleep and farted by accident. Sorry. Just me and a bunch of housewives with their beautiful legs and feminine feet. I had my hairy werewolf legs hanging over the front. I had my jeans rolled up like Huckleberry Finn. It's my first pedicure in 40 years, so the girl had to put on a welding helmet. Try to chisel out a piece of sports sock from when I was a teenager. Now I go every other week. I ask her, I'm like, do you want to get a pedicure? No. Yeah, no. They know my shit in there now. It's good, yeah. Such a good time. We live in such a comfortable time. God, imagine being a college student right now. You don't gotta work in a factory. You don't gotta get a job right away. Kids just graduate college now and just sit in coffee shops for a few years, you know? Trying to think of a new app idea so they can try and cure whatever slight inconvenience might be left on the planet. That's the goal, to get it so we don't move. You don't have to do anything. Pretty soon there's gonna be an app for everything. It'll even be like an itchy balls app when your balls itch. You're like, why would I scratch my own balls when I could just GPS my location? Have a midget come out of nowhere and scratch them for you. It's the Uber of ball scratching. You can even see him running to a little cartoon screen. He's 3 minutes away. He's turning up 2nd Avenue. Philip is arriving in 3 minutes. You rate him, he rates you. It's a perfect system, you know? You write a little review. Philip was great. He got the back of the balls, you know? Made some great conversation while he did it. Offered me a bottled water and juicy fruits. I mean, who has movie candy? I highly recommend Philip if you're in the Murray Hill section in Manhattan for a 5-star ball scratching. Like, just think about food delivery for a second. It's a good example of how comfortable we are now. Do you remember when you used to have to call a restaurant on the phone to have them deliver the food to your doorstep like a 2nd century Scandinavian prince? Do you remember those hard days when you had to use your mouth to talk, you know, like before Seamless and Grubhub? I love Seamless. It's like their whole business model is like, are you guys tired of making eye contact with the delivery guy? Are you tired of having to put pants on to answer the door? Because now you don't have to. All you got to do is crack your door open 3 inches and pull your food in like a prisoner in solitary confinement. I haven't seen a delivery guy in 4 years. I don't know who's out there. Could be a baby or a ghost. Just see knuckles slide past my lock as I just pull the food in like a troll living in the attic. I'm actually playing this little game with myself. True story. Like, I want to see how little clothing I can get away with having on without the delivery guy noticing. I'm down to 1 sock, like on my dick like a Red Hot Chili Pepper. I answered the door like Flea on tour in '97. Guy had. If you've never ordered food completely butt naked, you have to try it. It's a beautiful moment where it really hits you how comfortable we have become as a society. You're like, I don't even need to get dressed to get a 4-star meal delivered to me. Can you imagine if somebody came back from the past in like a time machine? You know how confused they would be? They'd be like, how do you guys get all this food? Like, is there a farm out back? Or like, where's all this meat coming from? You got chickens? They're like, nah, dude, watch this. Tell me what you want to eat. Yeah. Anything. All right, now get naked. Food's on the way. Just take your clothes off. Yeah, dude, it's a good time to be alive. We got to take a second to appreciate how comfortable a civilization we live in right now, you know? Yeah, it's like we don't really work. Nobody really we don't even really work at work anymore. You know, what's a hard day for you now? It's like maybe there's like a strategy meeting at 2 you had to go to. You know, really interrupted a good Facebook scroll you were getting. Maybe you couldn't find your charger for 15 minutes or something. It gave you a real anxiety attack. That's why everybody nowadays has like anxiety, panic attacks. You know, it's a real modern day problem. I'm having a panic attack. I can't sleep. I'm having a panic attack. I need to take an Ambien to help me sleep. It's like, no, I'll tell you why you can't sleep. It's because you fucking did nothing all day long. Your body is not tired. That's why you can't sleep. Ask your grandparents if they ever had trouble sleeping. Hey, Grandpa, did you ever have a panic attack and not be able to sleep? He's gonna go, what? Oh, I laid down and fell asleep immediately because we were building the Brooklyn Bridge all day. So it's like 14 Irishmen fell into the water. They're dead now. So what's the hashtag you're following? What is it? Hashtag resist. Okay, now let's go to brunch. We got it, yeah. We live in a good time. It's a good time. Everyone's losing their mind a little bit, though. The internet's really making people lose their mind. Yeah, everything's gotten very angry and extreme. You know, used to be you could be a Democrat and Republican and you'd have them in your same family. No problem. You remember? Remember your dad was a Republican because he owned a business and your mom was a Democrat because she lived off of him, you know? And it was like, you know, she knew where that health care was coming from, you know? Now nobody can even talk. Everyone's extreme right, extreme left. You can't tell a bunch of Republicans you're a Democrat. They'll be like, you fucking cuck. You want to watch your wife get fucked, don't you? You want to chop your dick off, you communist bastard? It's like, nah, dude, I just want single-payer health care. That's it. I just want to take care of old people. That's all I want to do. I swear I don't want anyone to fuck my wife in front of me, I promise. Right? And you can't be a Republican and tell a bunch of Democrats you're a Republican. Right away, they're like, you fucking Nazi. You piece of shit white supremacist. You probably got Mexican slaves chained in the basement. You fucking hailing Hitler every day, you piece of shit. Like, nah, I just own a business. I want less taxes. I don't have Mexican slaves, I promise. Like, I live in an apartment. I don't even have a basement, I promise. Everyone's gone crazy, man, and at a time where, you know, things are pretty comfortable, you know? We gotta unite somehow. We gotta unite. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I think the internet's done it, and we're real divided, because I think we've forgotten the thing we all have in common, and that's we're all just self-interested pieces of shit, you know? Like, yeah, I'm a libertarian when things are going good. I don't want to pay taxes, but as soon as this career falls apart, I'm gonna be like, Bernie, free healthcare, yeah! Where's my health care? Everyone's liberal till they get rich. You ever notice that? Then you become socially liberal, fiscally conservative. Whenever you meet anybody who says that, that means they grew up liberal, then they got rich. So my politics are now for whatever doesn't touch my fucking money. That's what I believe in. Like, lesbians want to get married and touch each other, that's fine. Just tell them to keep their hands off my fucking money. Deep down, I don't think anyone's really Democrat or Republican, you know? It's like, are you really liberal people? Or are you just under 35, really? Never owned your own business. So once you open that gluten-free muffin shop or whatever it is, you'll be like, these taxes are a little high to support this niche market that's buying my cupcakes. And if that doesn't switch you conservative, let's be honest, every liberal is just one bad mugging away from switching to conservative. You walk around, you're like, I'm with her, Bernie. And 3 kids jump you, beat the shit out of you, while their friends film it and put it on YouTube. Yeah, you wake up the next day like, you know what? Donald Trump has a lot of good ideas. You know, it's like, we gotta build a wall immediately! My favorite, libertarians are my favorite. I can't believe that they've like crawled off of college campuses and are on TV now. These fanatics. I'm a libertarian because they're all about the marketplace, no regulation. They just worship the market. Everyone's a libertarian when their company's doing good. As soon as it goes bankrupt, libertarians disappear real quick. There's no libertarian in the history of being a libertarian who's rejected a socialist bankruptcy bailout on principle. Like, you know what? My company failed, but I'm a libertarian. I trust the market, you know? I really learned a lesson on that one, so I'm gonna go sleep in a homeless shelter for next year and just figure it out. gotta trust the marketplace. Just don't touch it. It's perfect, you know? It's all knowing. Just let the market figure it out. Your wife fucked another guy? Free market, baby. Like, better dick, right? Better dick. Unregulated. Free market dick. It's tough being, you know, our country's basically just divided into two generally stupid groups. You know? We got like right-leaning, handy, uneducated people who can fix your sink and shit like that. And then you got us, just overeducated and useless. That's what we are, like. When the apocalypse comes, we're gonna be like, what are we supposed to do? I've seen every Woody Allen movie. Does that help? Or I know who Dostoevsky is. I'm really woke. Yeah. How are we gonna fix it? You know, I don't. Next president has to be for everybody somehow. Got to unite. Next president has to be for left and right. So when he wins or she wins, everyone feels like their candidate won. That's why next president has to be female conjoined twins. There's no choice. You know, like we got to find conjoined twins where one sister's Republican and the other one's Democrat. And yeah, so whoever you voted for the first time in history, your candidate won. You know, there's no losers. There are two sisters. I saw them on 60 Minutes. Most amazing thing I've ever seen. Have you seen it? Two sisters. They were born with one body, two heads. The right sister controls the right arm and leg. The left sister controls the left arm and leg. And somehow they telepathically communicate to move and live life normally. I was watching this going like, this is the most amazing shit I've ever seen in my life. I will vote for these two bitches for president of the United States. I am with hers, to be honest with you. Like, who better to teach us to share the planet than two girls trapped in the same body, compromising every fucking day? It's gonna be a cakewalk for them being president. They were born to be president. They get in office and be like, all right, what do you want me to do? Balance the budget? All right. That's a cakewalk. We just drove to Walmart today. Do you understand? Do you understand how crazy that is? They would end war immediately too, just because they would make countries feel guilty about fighting over the same land. Give everyone a little perspective. They'd be like, really, Israel and Palestine? You guys can't share the same land? North and South Korea? That must be really hard for you, you know? Yeah. Try having to take a shit while your sister wants to go to the mall and figuring it out. Like, that's easier than our Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about. Plus, you know they're not corrupt. That's the best part about conjoined twins. They don't steal, and that's the quality we almost want in our leader, someone who's honest. And conjoined twins, they're honest, they don't steal, all right? They never even consider it, because they know they'll never get away with it. So it's just, they're good people. No one's ever turned on the news and there was conjoined twins on the loose. They can't, it's hard to hide, you know, you can't just walk into a bank and rob it if, you know. It's like everyone's been staring at you the moment you walked in. Like, there's a lot of witnesses to that crime. You could even be wearing masks, successfully rob the place. Cops would be like, did anyone see who robbed this bank? You're like, officer, unfortunately, they were good. They were wearing masks, but I do have one tip for you. I think you're looking for somebody with two heads. Is that common? Is that? Maybe you could start by flipping through the Guinness Book of World Records a few times. Whichever one of those sets of twins aren't accountable from 12 to 6, I'm pretty sure those are your HSBC bandits right there. It's a very padded time, very gentle time, you know? You can't blame young people. They grew up with the internet. They live in a place that doesn't exist most of the day. They're in another reality where there's no harm that can come to them. You know, that's why they get offended by words a lot. They're like, that was a violent word, stop it. They try to avoid the word, get out of here. You're assaulting me with your words. Because like, I get it. That's what happens when you have a whole generation that grew up without getting punched in the face. You know, it's like, words are violent if you have nothing to compare them to. You're like, that was the violent word. You're like, nah, it could be a lot worse. I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, there was a time where there was just random packs of wild kids everywhere. You remember that? You turned a street corner, you saw 20 kids, you were like, fuck. I'm about to get fucked up. If you had a Nautica jacket on, well, you used to have a Nautica jacket on. If there was a day back then where I walked through those kids and all that happened was one of them called me a Greek faggot, that was one of the best memories of my childhood, man. What a bunch of nice kids, like. I get it, though. I know what it is. Look, maybe we're just at the end. You know, you ever think about that? Like, I don't think we're going back to normal after this. Donald Trump, it's like, the seal's been broken. You're never gonna see a normal Yale-educated lawyer, been in Senate for 40 years. That shit is over. We don't have the attention span for that guy gets on that girl gets on stage, starts talking, we're all gonna just be like, boring, like, are you colluding with foreign powers? Like, I need my presidency to read like a Tom Clancy novel at all fucking times. You're fucking porn stars helping the Russians. What are you doing? This shit is exciting, you gotta admit. He says crazy shit. He says crazy shit a lot, you know? But nobody ever talks about the real reason why he says crazy shit. So he says crazy shit all the time because he's 73 years old, you know? That's what old people do. They say crazy shit. They gotta get it out. They're dying soon. They're like, I can't take all these crazy thoughts to the grave, so like, it's basically a going out of business sale out of his mouth, you know? Like, he don't give a shit. He's trashing a hotel room before he checks out for good. It's like the Chinese invented global warming. He don't give a fuck, you know? I'm a Greek kid, you know, I'm Greek, so yeah, we got some Greeks here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Greek Republicans, you got to admit, but you have to also admit that Greeks are worried about that wall. Because Greeks own restaurants, so they already started planning. If he builds that wall, they're going to build a tunnel underneath the diner that goes directly to Mexico. It's an underground Greek diner railroad. Bernie's back. I like Bernie. He's an honest guy. I like him. But let's be honest. Let's talk. We're New Yorkers. Yeah, but like, you can't look like that and be president. Like, I mean, you can't look like you've been teaching math to urban youth for the last 20 years. Does he look like a math teacher deep in Brooklyn somewhere who just got hit with a spitball in the back of the head? Every time he turns around, he's like, America, who did that? America. First you take the 4% and you put it to fucking 10%. Who did that? Who hit me with a spitball? I've been working at the DMV for 40 years. I got no benefits. We're gonna change the system here. The Mueller report came out. Yeah, there was collusion. It was between Hillary and her lack of charisma. That's how she lost the election. But it's where we're at, you know? Maybe everything's been done. You know, what are we on, like Spider-Man 17 at this point? Like, are there any new ideas? Maybe we did it. Maybe we made it to the finish line. There's cocaine and sushi everywhere. Maybe we did it, like... You can get raw fish like a Scandinavian king at Rite Aid. This is as good as it gets. It's a finite universe. There's only one story that hasn't been told. I wrote it. I wrote a movie. It's a transgendered romantic comedy. It's a rom-com. It's hilarious, complicated, heartwarming, you know? The plot is like teenage guy and girl fall in love, but deep down the girl, she knows she's a guy. She's always felt like a guy, so she transitions. They love each other, try to stay together, but now they're just two dudes, and neither one of them's gay, so it's complicated. You know, gender's getting in the way at that point, so the love stays, but they decide to break up, start dating other people, but you know, he just can't stop thinking about her, who's now a he, you know? He's like, yeah, she who's now a he was the one for me when she was a she, and I'll do anything to be with him who used to be her, who I loved, so he decides, fuck it, and he becomes a her just to be with her who's now a he, and now he who's now a she sets out to find her who's now a he, but unbeknownst to him who's now a her, while he who's now a she was thinking about him, her who's now a him, she who's now a him was thinking about him when he was a him, and she transferred back into a her to be with him and was trying to find him, so they keep missing each other, you know? It's like, The timing's always off. When he's a he, she's a he. It's like, you know. Until at the end, they fall in love in different genders. It's called Love Twice. It's a beautiful movie. Like the tagline, not even gender could keep these soulmates apart. Not even gender. It's a narcissistic time, you have to admit. It's not bringing out the best of us right now, the internet. I was actually today, I saw these like girls trying to get a photo of themselves. They couldn't figure out how to like get the picture and pose at the same time. They were trying to throw the phone and like, I can't. Fuck. And I was walking by and they're like, excuse me, can you take a picture of us? And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, I'll take one photo. I'm in a rush, I'm coming here. All right, I took one photo. They were like, you can't just take one. You gotta, can you just take like 300 or 400? Just move around a little bit. Just, you know, can you just lift it too? It was a little low. You want to get it from this angle. Can you just go across the street in that building on the 4th floor? Just take it. Maybe you could get a crane and just shift. You're like, you took it too quick. We didn't get a chance to set up. And then they started posing, and I just pretended like the camera didn't work because I like to watch them hold that pose. You know that? Women have really figured out that exact skinny pose. It's very well thought out. It's all about creating an illusion of taking up as little space as possible. It's the same pose, right? It's like a slight little turn. Head goes back to tighten the jaw, right? Kissy face or a little tongue to tighten it even further because you guys are fucking out of your minds. That's what it is. You're psychotic people. So it's like a slight turn, right? Then like tits and chest out, but stomach in at the same time. I don't even know how it's possible. You kind of end up looking like a minotaur or something, just. And then for some reason there's always one leg up, like a sleeping horse, just, you know, this low. And then you throw your arm as high on your back as possible. You like rip your shoulder out of the rotator cuff and just kind of. Forget about gun control. We need some photo control, you know? I think there should be a 4-picture limit on your camera when you turn it to your own face. Because let's be honest, like if you can't get the photo after 4 pictures, maybe you're just not that good looking. You know? Like, at that point, there should be a voice that comes out of the camera. Bitch, it's not us, it's you. Not everybody's camera ready. You're more of a writer. You're a producer. Like, start a blog. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you anymore. It's a tough time. Tough time. I think, you know what the problem is? People live too long now. That's what it is. Yeah, you live too long, you get bitter, conservative. You ever notice the older you get, the more socially conservative you get? That's the problem. The problem used to be people live too short. And that's why history's so brutal and violent, because people only live to like 25, which makes you like a wise old man at 17. You know? Nobody knew shit. Nobody lived long enough to become enlightened. You know what I did when I was 17? True story. I stuck my dick in a Vicks vapor rub to see if it burned. Just out of curiosity, I was like, ah! If you're wondering, it stings for a long time. Doesn't stop burning for like 4 days. And then it leaves bad memories, yeah. That means history was basically dictated by somebody who would stick their dick in a Vicks vapor rub out of pure curiosity. General Lafayette was 21 when he was fighting with George Washington. Alexander the Great was 17 when he conquered the world. How nuts is that? Now people live too long, you know? They always get bitter. You ever notice that? Old people are like, we're losing this country. It's like, nah, dude, we're losing you. You're going away. We'll figure it out. Bang! Bang! I love that. Bang! Bang! I never understood why old people are so conservative. I never got that. It's like, dude, you're 80. What the fuck do you care? You got 5 years to live, max. You should be blowing lines every single night, trying to get as much granny puss as possible. You don't even have to wear a condom. You get AIDS, you win. There's no consequences. When I'm 80, I'm shooting crystal meth right into my dick hole. I don't care. What am I gonna do? Develop a crystal meth habit at 80 and go to rehab to try to fix it? For what? I'm gonna enjoy crystal meth. Go out in a blaze of gold. That's what drugs are here for. That's why they grow out of the ground, for old people to celebrate making it to the end. Don't you hate it when you see your grandparents just laying in bed, no purpose, depressed? You know, I want to be like, Grandma, go try heroin. You'll have a new, exciting life. Pontificating with your friends on the corner, whole sense of new purpose. Wake up every morning like, fuck, I gotta make $40 and get high. Like, I gotta figure this out. I got a string, a nickel, and a piece of flint. To me, it's backwards, you know? I think young people are the ones who should be conservative. We have consequences for your behavior. Like, even subconsciously, you ever notice how when you're young, you can never party as hard as you really want to party because of consequences? You're drinking on a Tuesday, you're like, yo, man, I can't drink anymore because I got to wake up for work. And if we do any more blow, I could die. My heart is racing, you know? Like, but when you're 83, you're like, yo, let's do some more cocaine, see if we die tonight. That'll be awesome. What a way to go out. You see your friend who left the party early, they're like, yo, how was that party? You're like, you shouldn't have left. We partied so hard, Ethel fucking died last night. That is the type of fiesta we are talking about, cabron. Seriously, let's be honest. If your granddad died partying from a recent cocaine addiction, is that sad, or is that one of the most hilarious things you've ever heard in your life? Would you be able to even not giggle when someone asks how he passed away? They're like, how'd your pop die again? You're like, I mean, what? He started doing a lot of blow, like in October, like. He ended up getting in a shootout with the cops. It was pretty epic, to be honest with you. He died with a smile and a peace sign, just. I gotta say I'm joking about that, because, like, you never know when there's some psycho in the crowd going, yo, that's a good idea, you know? Like, go home tonight, Grandma, I got a little snack for you. Just sniff it. Okay, now run, be free, go. Wild horses. I'm just old now, I snore, you know? I'm a snoring old dude. My wife made a video of me snoring the other night. She thought that was funny, like while I was sleeping. And she showed it to me. She was, look, I made a video of you snoring. Isn't that funny? I was like, no, that's not funny. Thanks for giving me a complex for the rest of my life. And why are you just watching me sleep, you fucking psycho? She made a 1:17 video of me snoring like I wouldn't get the picture after 7 seconds. I snore. It's redundant. What'd you think? I was gonna belt out a tune after 40 seconds? And it's not like I can make a video of her snoring to embarrass her, you know, because like when she snores, she makes the smallest possible noise, like most women. It sounds like a kitten farting or whatever. She snores, it's like, I love when she wakes herself up like, oh my God, was I snoring? That's so embarrassing. I'm like, if you want to call it that, I was actually using it as soothing noise to fall asleep to. Hey. What is snoring? Isn't that weird, snoring? It's like, and how come we haven't cured it yet? You know? I bet you there's a lot of soulmates who are supposed to be together, but they couldn't make it because of snoring. Because every woman I've been with my whole life is always okay with my snoring. At the beginning, they're like, you're a guy, guys snore, big deal, you're still cute. And 6 months later, they just start elbowing me out of bed, thinking to themselves, you know what, being a single mom's not that bad. Like, I would rather raise this kid on my own than listen to God choke this motherfucker to death every night. And what is snoring? I don't know why I snore, because during the day, I'm one of the best breathers on the fucking planet. I don't struggle, in and out, no noise. Then I fall asleep, it sounds like I'm taking Hebrew lessons in a helicopter. Moslam pesadach. Baruch aratana chana malachma lemereshenu. Moslamech. Baruch aratana chana malachma lemereshenu. Hebrew's a rough sounding language if you don't speak it, you know? It's just aesthetically, you know? My cousin married an Israeli. I got an Israeli friend too. They all speak perfect English. I don't know if you ever met Israeli. I said to my Israeli friend, I was like, why don't you guys just lose the other language? You know, it just sounds like you got a problem here. It sounds like this is not working. Phlegm or something? Be honest, I don't know why anyone talks weird anymore, to be honest with you. You know, in this day and age, I was in Scotland doing shows. I was like, you guys still fucking talk like that? Like, just straining, like, what are you doing? What are we gonna do? Where are we going? What are we gonna do? I'm like, why are you talking like that? Are you a wizard or something? Like, how many fucking Die Hard movies do we have to make to get rid of that dumb fucking accent? Just talk normal, American. This is how you're supposed to sound. We figured it out. Some of us talk a little faster, some a little slower, but there's spaces between our words. I was in Ireland, same thing. Like, would you like a fucking burr? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not from your village. I don't know your dialect. Like, no, they sound stupid. Let's be honest, they sound fucking stupid. They sound silly and they know it. Everyone in the UK knows they fucking sound stupid. They're just speaking that way to spite us. Because you ever notice when British people sing, how do they sound? Fucking American. Adele doesn't sing her songs like, hello, hello, it's me. I was wondering after all these years. Hello, hello. No, you didn't even know she was British the first time you heard the song. First time you heard a song, you were like, who is this 400-pound black woman from Georgia? This bitch can blow. And then she came in like, hello, my name's Adele. You're like, why are you talking stupid? You were just singing normal. Like, I don't understand what that dumb fucking accent's about. No, look, if we're gonna have world peace, we gotta have things in common. The best way to unite people is like language, you know? That's why we gotta get rid of some of these dumb languages and accents, right? We gotta unite the world. If we wanna have world peace, nothing against culture, culture's great. We should just like learn 4 or 5 beautiful languages, we all speak them, and get rid of all the ugly sounding ones. The ones that are just aesthetically not pleasing to the ear, you know? Like Hebrew, gotta go. What's the point? They all speak English, let's just... Arabic, got to fucking go. Arabic is way too aggressive. You can't speak Arabic without making it look like you just did 20 bumps of coke and you want to kill everybody you ever met. Just eyes wide up. Mahdi adi Muhammad adi adi. Mahdi adi. Mahdi adi. Mahdi adi Muhammad adi. Mahdi adi Muhammad adi. Mahdi adi. Mahdi sounds like a goat with cerebral palsy. Like Mahdi adi. Mahdi adi. Muhammad Ali! And German. Why do we even let them speak German? After World War II, we should have been like, you know that language that sounds like you're bossing me around? No more of that shit. How's that sound? From now on, you guys are speaking English and playing baseball like the Japanese, so... It's called the Marshall Plan. Who won the war, you know? They know what they did. Japanese, it's harsh too. Japanese just sounds like you're lifting boxes and you threw out your back. Chinese Mandarin, way too fucking complicated. I'm not doing a crossword puzzle to say the word the, all right? It's like, you gotta get rid of it. I don't make the rules, but I have ears. This is what I say we do. This is what I say we do, okay? We put all the languages through a test. If they pass the test, we'll keep it, right? If it fails the test, we get rid of it. What's the test? We'll let the women of the world decide. With the test that only women can judge, dirty talk. If it turns you on when he starts speaking it during sex, we'll keep it. If he starts talking and it makes you nauseous, you recoil, like... Gotta go. English is solid, right? You're having sex, you're like, yeah, who's your daddy, but not really your daddy. Take that, girl. That's call me daddy. Solid, C+, very neutral. I'm not gonna say the most beautiful, but neutral, we'll keep it. French, oh, how beautiful is French. Oh, Musical, qu'est-ce que c'est? Oui, je sais pas. Ah, parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Bon appétit. Croissant, croissant, je ne sais quoi. Ah. Musique. Italian. Oh, how sexy is Italian. Musical. Essa da vita ciao bella. Fasta fasulli Maria. Peperoni lasagna. Gnocchi, 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 gnocchi. Essa da vita ciao bella Maria. Sabina ciao bella. Ah. Gorgeous. Ah, Spanish. Oh, how sexy is Spanish. Oh, maybe the most sexy. You could even while you do it, you know, like. I love how Latin people dance to four corners for some reason. They just. It's like they're doing a magic trick. It's almost like they're paranoid somebody's behind them with a gun. Like, who the fuck is trying to say? Oh, how sexy the Spanish sound. La mujer, ¿quieres carne? ¿Quieres carne? Porque yo tengo carne. Yo tengo grande carne, mujer. ¿Quieres pollo? Porque yo tengo pollo, muchacha. Yeah. You don't want to be having sex in here. Muslim pesade. German SS aus Juden. Heißen, heißen, Hefeweizen. Sieg heil, Sieg heil, Sieg heil. Heineken, Hefeweizen. Machen die Aldi. Machen die Aldi, Mohammed Aldi, Mohammed Aldi. Machen die Aldi. Machen die Thank you guys for coming out, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Keep it going for Andrew Schulz.
That's Yannis Pappas, everybody.